Throughout her life, the values of faith, hard work, and giving back were instilled through the church, family, and Greek community. This story starts in Tarpon Springs, Florida, where on one warm July day, Theoyanis, Ted, and Efsevia, Effie, Tsartiloglu, later changed to Sardis, gave birth to their first and only child, Elaine. Both of Elaine's parents were originally from the region of Asia Minor before immigrating prior to the collapse of the Ottoman Empire to different parts of Greece, one to Rhodes and the other to Athens by way of Palio-Phaliron. Her parents immigrated to America after World War II, having endured many obstacles, met in Tarpon Springs, were married in the St. Nicholas Church and the focal point of the Greek Orthodox community in Tarpon Springs, and a year later Elaine was born. When Elaine was an infant, her family moved once again, this time to a Greek community in Rockville Center, Long Island, where she grew up. During her youth, three main priorities in her life were the church, her education, and working alongside her parents. Her mother always stressed the importance of faith, and Elaine took this to heart.
Well, I think, as I mentioned earlier, the church has always been an integral part of my life from the time that I was a very little girl. And, as I think many people would say, it had varying degrees of influence over time, sometimes more, sometimes less. But certainly when my children were born, I felt it really important to instill in them what had been instilled in me in terms of the importance of faith to get us through all of our life obstacles. And we were so lucky to find Church of Our Savior that really has been the pillar, the rock in our family's faith.
Summers were also spent visiting families in Greece where her yaya, aunt, and uncle doted on her as she was their only grandchild in her father's family. The summers in Greece are where she honed her Greek and fell in love with her heritage and Greek culture.
Well, for us, it was like a family reunion. We didn't have a lot of family here in Greece, but my yaya, my aunt, my uncle all lived in the Athens area. I was the only child in the extended family, so it was really an opportunity for us to focus on family, to hear all the family stories as to the immigration from Asia Minor to Greece, and really to also be immersed in the Greek language. There was no English spoken, although they could speak English. They thought that it was a good opportunity for me to learn the Greek language.
Against all expectations of her high school guidance counselors as to where women could apply, and her family's desire to keep their only child nearby, Elaine accepted her admittance to the University of Pennsylvania. Her hard work and academic focus paid off, and she was recruited from campus to work for Arthur Young, the predecessor firm to Ernst & Young. As one of the first women to ever be hired in their Long Island office, she took the lessons to the bakery taught her to heart.
So I'm not going to lie, it was really a challenge. Certainly I felt that I was really the only woman in the room many times. When I first started, I worked for a large accounting firm. I was the third woman that they had ever hired. There were many clients that had never even seen a woman as an auditor, and yet that didn't really deter me. I just felt that I would just do the very best that I could. Sometimes I thought I was going to falter, I would be fired, but it all worked out fine.
After Elaine and Jeff moved to Westchester, they, no longer living within the proximity of St. Paul's, found a new parish in the Church of Our Savior. These series of changes of job promotion, a new home, and a new parish were followed by more changes, a pair of twins. Theo, named after her deceased father, and Eliza, an anglicized twist of her mother's name, came into the world on an early Thursday morning. And as her children grew up, Elaine made sure to follow the lead exemplified by her parents, instilling the same values of education, hard work, and most importantly, the church. And as for Theo and Eliza, the Church of Our Savior was where they had their 40-day blessing, were baptized, and grew into young adults. As many can attest to, Theo and Eliza lived their Orthodox lives thanks to the efforts of Father Elias and many others in the church community.
Basis. And so I would really be remiss if I didn't talk a few minutes about Father Elias, who has been for me personally and for my family really that rock inspiration, and just expresses all the time his passion for educating us about our faith, reinforcing the importance of our faith. So, Father Elias, I really need to say to you in a very public way, thank you for teaching me, for guiding me, and for always being there for me.
While Elaine has raised 2 children and has a career that involves her traveling across the world, she still makes time to dedicate time to the church. Not only can Elaine often be spotted in services in various church functions, she also serves in the Church of Our Savior's Audit Committee and various financial and audit committees for both the Direct Archdiocesan District and the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese. From serving on both the Archdiocesan Council of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese and a chairperson for the Archdiocesan Council's Standing Audit Committee, Elaine commits herself wholeheartedly to using her talents to serve her faith.